Alright. We back. This video's topic is what is love and why you don't get what you want in life. You know, a lot of people just want to be happy in life, right? A lot of people just want to be happy, right? And all they get in life is, let me tell you the secret, what they get in life is, it's called bullshit. They a bunch of bullshit. And you know why? You know why it is they get that? Because most people don't even know what their happiness is, right? So a lot of people say their prayers and they're like, damn, all I really want is some happiness in my life. All I really want is some love and some affection, some care. For somebody to appreciate me and to be recognized and seen. So guess what you get? You get everybody who doesn't like you. You get everybody who doesn't recognize you. You get people who put you down. You get people who fight you. And you get people you just don't agree with and you just don't like either. And guess what? That's okay. That's part of your answer. Your answer is alright. You is what? You want happiness, right? So let me show you what your definition of what happiness is not. Let me show you what happiness is not, right? Since you want happiness. So that you could clearly define for yourself what is happiness. And guess what? All you have to do is look at yourself after that. So okay, people quarrel with me, right? People fight me, people not saying me. That don't happen to me anymore. Right? People do X, Y, and Z to me, people act this way, right? Okay, so why is it that when people get mad at me, I get triggered at them too? If I want to be happy, right? Don't I want both of us to be happy? If I want to love you, don't I want both of us to be in love? Okay, so then you look at yourself, right? How the frick did a mosquito bite my finger while it was moving? Anyway, then you look at yourself and you say, okay, this is where I get triggered. This is how I get triggered. This is how I act when I get triggered. Where did this come from? And like, okay, you know what? What I want in this situation is love. So now I could take that and learn that I want love in this situation. So next time somebody gets on like that, I'm gonna release that trigger and I'm gonna treat it with love. Right? How are you gonna know what the best tasting food in the world is if you didn't have food that was of lesser quality, you know? If all you ate in your life was the best tasting food, how are you gonna know if it is the best tasting food? You're only gonna know if you eat food that's way worse than it. It's as simple as that, right? And so most people quit. Most people get sad and depressed and they're like, oh, life is shiz. And all I want is to be happy. Well, yeah, so make yourself happy. Listen to your heart. Most people, and I have experience coming from that, is that I wanted reality to be my validation. I wanted the world to tell me I wanted the world to tell me what happiness is, right? I wanted the world to show me happiness, and I wanted to be given happiness, but I didn't want to define it within myself. I didn't want to listen to myself and say, all right, you know what? My happiness doesn't look like somebody else's happiness. My happiness is watering my plants. You know, somebody else's happiness might be um, being a pimp. Simple as that. You know, my happiness is. Sorry, I had to pause to do something for a second there. Right, yeah. My happiness in life is what is being me. It's being happy, being strength, just being who I am, you know. I tell people this, I used to tell people this all the time. The universe would collapse without you in it. You know why? Because it wouldn't be the same if you weren't here. If you right now weren't here, your mother and father would not have had you, right? And so that them not having you means that you would not have impacted everyone in your family's life. And because you didn't impact everybody in your family's life, they could have impacted the world in a different way. And because you didn't exist, I can make this video because you probably didn't impact somebody somewhere else who inspired me to make this. Just saying. It's as simple as that, bro. Life ain't that hard. And so, listen to yourself. Don't let the world show you what happiness is. Don't let other people, don't look for it outside. Say, all right, people keep treating me bad. This is how I feel. This is how I want to feel, right? It's not about the outcome. It's about and they say, and you know, they say detach from the outcome because it's exactly this thing. Don't detach from the outcome. Stop looking at what you want, because it's not that itself, and look at what you want to feel. And from what you want to feel, you'll do things in alignment that makes you feel that way. So now I don't have to go out there and spend my money drinking alcohol and gambling and having sex, because I happy just being alive, just breathing. I just like, and that's me. I do this. And I start beatboxing. I might start thinking of a song in my head, might look at inspiration for a video, might meditate. It's as simple as that. This mosquito bite is hurting. You know? It might, somebody who's sick might be like, man, I just want to feel healthy, man. I just want to be healthy. I want to stop being sick. I want to stop. Like somebody with cancer might be like, I don't want cancer anymore. Yeah. So guess what? You get more pain, your cancer gets worse. Yeah, and then you start getting depressed. Why has my cancer gotten worse? No. It's not why has your cancer gotten worse. It's okay. What have I done in the past? Alright, let me move more lovingly with myself. Let me ease the pain for myself. Let me ease the pain mentally. Let me give it to myself. It's about you willing to be who you are regardless of what the world says, what time says, if it's not here, if it's here. It's about you willing to be present with yourself and say, this is me, even if it doesn't look like it. No, I am this and I know this to be true. That's you. Simple as that. You know? Fastest man in the world probably didn't feel like, probably didn't, had nobody telling him he was the fastest man in the world. He probably just went out there and was like, damn, I'm gonna be the fastest man in the world. It didn't happen yet. I mean, the way I describe it is, if I pick up this stick and I drop it, right, it's bound to hit the floor. It's going to hit the floor. That's what your intention is. It's going to hit the floor. But the path that it takes is not a guaranteed path. So it goes down, but it may be going down and then something might sideswipe it, so it falls down slightly different than going straight down. And that in and of itself is what I would call the path to your destiny. Because you might be going down the street and you might just want to go to the shop, but then you might meet your friend, and then you might meet your co-worker, and then you might see somebody selling juice on the way to the shop, and then you might, so it's like you're gonna reach there. It's just how you're gonna be in between the moments, you know. So it's not about the actual thing itself. It's about what do you want to feel inside and how do you want to be, you know. What do you want to see inside? I mean, feel inside, and how do you want to be? And from there you move. It's not about the end goal. It's about who you are. It's not even about who you are. Because, quite frankly, even if you were Hitler, I'd still love you. You are worthy of being loved regardless, always, in all ways. So it's not even about who you are. And what you do doesn't define you either. It just shows where you're at in your developmental stage. And you can move on from that. You're above everything you do, legit. You're like, a robber is above his actions because he can learn from it. You can look back on yourself and you're automatically above everything you've ever been through and whatever you've ever done. And there are plenty of other definitions. Like, I thought that I thought that I wanted a relationship where, for example, I was free and I could do whatever I want, and I wanted a loving relationship, so the universe gave me consecutively three girlfriends back to back who were horrible. So I could define for myself what a loving relationship is till I learned my lessons, took my lessons in. 2 years I spent by myself, like honing on myself. Boom. The universe gives me then a lovely lady. And it's not like I want to be apart from her. It's like I want to spend time with her. I don't want to be the same way I was when I was single. It's as simple as that. It's like, how do you define love? That's why, what is love? People want love and happiness, but it's like, alright, what is love not? You dig? What is love not? And then from there, you're like, oh, okay, this is not love, this is not love, this is not love, this is not love. And then you could eventually become the example of love in your life for you and for other people. And it's like, how can you escape a room if you don't know what the exit looks like? You have to be able to know what the walls are, and you have to know what the doorway is. And sometimes you want something, but you don't have a clear definition. So life again, repeating the statement, life again shows you things so that you can then say, I don't like the way this is, and this is my version of love currently, and this is where I'm at, and I'll accept myself for that, right? And then maybe your version of love just doesn't work. So then instead of forcing it, you look at yourself and say, okay, where isn't it working? Right? I've tried it every possible way to get this version of love, and it isn't, for me, it isn't working. It's hard. Let go of it. And try something new, but people don't want to let go of things because they associate their identity with the things that they do. When you are not the id entity, id, the impulsive desires entity, you're not that. It's as simple as that. You don't need to be the thing that, you don't need to let the thing that you do define you. It's like, so it's like for me, right? I just stick, right? Do this, do that. Somebody on the internet might be like, oh, I'm a stick spinner. Who cares? Yes, like, no, I pick up the stick and I just spin the stick because I feel like it. I might go box, then I might go take a run, and I might go swim. But I'm not a swimmer, I'm not a boxer, I'm not a stick spinner. Even though I beatbox, I'm not a beatboxer. Even though I do art, I'm not an artist. Because I'm not those things. I'm just me. And I just choose to have fun and express in those ways. And then you might be like, oh, how can you not be like, I don't want to be defined. The moment you draw a conclusion on yourself is the moment you try to fit into those rules, and I can't fit into those rules. So I won't even try. I'll just do me and float how I want to float, do what I want to do. Be who I am. And that's what I want for you to be who you are. Because who you are is worthy of love right now. You don't need to grow. You don't need to be anybody else. You don't need to change to try to be better. F all that mindset. That's a trap. I'll get into that in the next video. But a tree is a tree because it was a seed. Remember that. I love you always and always. Mwah.